Everybody's peed on themselves, right? I pee in the lake all the time.
Where are we going?
I don't know. I'm sorry.
Honestly, I ain't going to the lake again.
Hey, you think people shit in the lake? People do all sorts of stuff in the lake.
Is a Pampers podcast?
But there's like toilets and shit. So why you gotta do it in the lake?
You're in the middle of the water. Just pee on yourself. Who cares? Bro, that's like a very common thing.
Why don't you just get out and go use the restroom? You can get right back in.
Where?
At a porta potty or something. I'm sure something's
Where do you think a porta
there.
potty is in the middle of a lake?
Get out of the lake.
So that means you have to drive the boat all the way to the shore to go pee? Dog, pee on yourself, bro. Or pull your shorts down and pee in the water.
Bro.
You never been you never peed in a lake before?
Are you kidding me?
No, I've never peed in a lake.
That is like the most common thing ever.
Or if anything, you go use the restroom first and then you go enjoy the lake.
Yeah, but if you've been drinking all damn day.
What the fuck?
Unless your boat has
does the boat have a bathroom?
Most pontoon boats do not. Like yachts and catamarans have bathrooms. Pontoon boats ain't got no bathroom. I'm willing to put out a poll right now, after this episode, that I guarantee you more than 70% of people will say they pee in the lake when they go to the lake.
Why don't you just pee before
and
you
not
go?
Or not only do they pee in the lake, they pee on themselves.
That's beyond.
What do you mean pee? If you're out there for 8 hours, where are you gonna go to the bathroom?
Why am I at the lake for 8 hours?
You've clearly never been to the lake.
I've been to the lake.
No, I don't think you've
I
been
ain't
to the
been
lake.
to the lake for 8 hours.
That's it. I'm going to
and
lake.
I damn sure ain't pissing and shitting on myself.
If you go to the Lake of the Ozarks, you come out here in the summer on our lake, you will be out there for every bit of 6 hours, 8 hours.
All right, and then I get out and do my business, and then I can go back.
I'm not holding a pee for 8 hours. I'm peeing in the lake. 100%. Where do you think fucking fish go to the bathroom at?
Really?
Have you ever
really,
been drunk
Dominic?
before?
I don't think he has.
Have you ever been drunk?
I don't think he has.
Yes, I've been drunk before.
Do you know how often you got to pee?
I've never pissed on myself when I was drunk.
I'm not saying, but you got to pee every fucking 5 minutes.
Yeah, and I go to the bathroom.
You can't do that in a lake. You're gonna have to pee on yourself.
All right, man, come on. This is you're swimming with.
I know it's hard for you,
running, piss in your mouth and shit.
Yeah, I mean, you clearly don't know what these animals do in the lake. There's dead fish out there.
Yes, there are, but these are animals.
So what's the difference?
What do you mean? What's the difference?
So you're okay swimming in it, but you're not okay peeing in it.
You can get out.
Why?
The fish can't get out.
Who cares?
You can get out and do your business.
Oh, you like that list? Thought you might like that list. Kind of jumping the gun a little bit, but we can talk about that. Okay. Let's get to it.
Stay off the weed. That is blasphemous. That is blasphemous.
Welcome to another episode, and welcome back to Around the Clock Podcast. I'm your host, Dom. Alongside of me and my beautiful co-host, Brandon the Entertainer and the illustrious Gary Wayne. I'd like to send out an apology to our millions of fans out there.
For the millions.
Flooding the DMs. I know we've been gone a while. We had to do a little bit of reconstruction. But we're back. We're back like it never left. So
reconstructed and built it the same way.
Yeah, exactly. Back like we never left, as they say. Give it up, 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 give it up. But yeah, how's everybody been?
Good.
I will usually call out an episode number, but I'm going to be honest with you, I don't know what episode this is.
Maybe 13.
I have 13 up here, but I feel like that's not accurate.
I feel like it's probably
So I feel like we've been using that number for a while. And then we just add notes to it.
This is our fourth episode, 13. No,
Yeah.
it's good to be back. It feels good to be back. We took a little hiatus.
Back in the stew, as they say. Back in the studio. What do we want to start with? We've missed a lot.
We did.
But we do got a lot going on in the sports world. NFL draft is still underway. We just experienced the WNBA draft. We want to start with that?
Sure. It was the biggest draft
ever,
especially for WNBA. And I mean, it was record breaking. And they're hoping that this is signs of.
I think it's signs that it's starting the trend of this league getting its respect and what they deserve, because you see all the stuff which everybody's probably saying, the Kaitlyn Clark contract. I mean, she's making what an average American probably makes just working a 9 to 5, but she's only working 4 months out of the year.
Mm-hmm.
So I would work 4 months out of the year if I made $80,000.
Yeah, absolutely.
She just signed a 4-year or 6-year deal with Nike, 8-year deal, $25 million.
$28 million. It's kind of long.
It's a multi-year deal.
It's like 6 or 8 or something like that.
So, but I think what a lot of people don't understand about the NBA is that, or the WNBA, is that it is a sister league of the NBA. There's only 12 teams, which a lot of people don't understand why, which makes sense why a lot of these girls have to go for 3 or 4 years in school, but it's also a revenue thing. Yeah. So the WNBA doesn't make a ton of revenue. So the best way to get these girls more money is by supporting it, which I think is going to happen. I mean, obviously we saw Kaitlyn Clark's jersey sold out more than I think something about the Dallas Cowboys or something like that. Yeah. Which is interesting to me. And they just had to move their game. I think was it the Indiana Fever and I don't know who their first game is up against, but
move it to a different arena.
Different arena. Yeah, the arena they play in is like a 10,000 capacity. I think they needed like 20K. So I'm excited. I think the future is bright. Maybe it might be a home or away game. I don't know.
No, but this is. She could possibly, save the sport. This is
sure.
And a lot of people forget, like, this is the same thing that happened with the NBA. NBA was on the verge of bankruptcy, and then Magic Johnson and Larry Bird happened.
Yeah. And I think there's a lot of, not only obviously Kaitlyn Clark is the future face and current face of the WNBA, but there's a lot of good girls that came out of that draft. I would say the top 10 picks are all, they're all future WNBA Hall of Famers, potentially. Yeah. Cameron Brink is super good, and there's still a lot of girls currently playing that are going to be coming out the next few years as well.
And it all happened at the right time.
You got Angel Reese and Cardozo on the same team.
Yeah. Twin Towers, man.
That's crazy.
Twin Towers, Chicago, right? Yeah. Like, I would go to a game now. Like, I had absolutely no interest in no knock to women in general, but I just had no interest in WNBA. Right. But I would totally go to a game now. Like, after seeing the way that they hoop, because I had to have an argument with somebody the other day. This is funny, and I think he does listen to the podcast, so sorry, I'm not trying to call you out, but it was the Final Four game, and I think it was like, I don't know, I don't remember which game it was, but I was tuned into it. I was at the gym, and I was watching, and this dude came up to me, and he was like, man, you must got money on this game. You haven't taken your eyes off the TV. And I was like, bro, this is like one of the biggest sports games of the year. What do you mean? And he's like, oh, yeah, I guess I'm just misogynistic. I don't really watch women's sports. It's just not. I'm like, bro, you need to start watching. Yeah. Like, these women can actually hoop.
Yeah.
Like, for the longest, the running joke was that, the best boys AAU team or Oak Hill could beat a WNBA team in a 7-game series. I don't think that that's happening. I think that, like, people don't realize how good some of these women are. Like, Cardozo is like 6'6", bro.
No, 6'8".
Like she's big. And she moves well in the paint. Like, I'm sure that in a 7-game series, the number 1 AAU basketball team could probably, make a run with them, but I think people underestimate how good these women are at basketball. Like, I saw a girl catch a lob the other day. She missed it, but she caught a lob the other day.
Yeah. I think that was that high school?
Yeah.
I seen that.
They're getting more athletic, and it's becoming more entertaining.
Right.
Like, I mean, we seen Kaitlyn Clark, bro. I mean, the girl fucking pulls up from the logo.
I think what we need to just kind of not do anymore is just let the girls be the girls and play, women's basketball. Like, that's what it is.
It's a different sport.
Which we naturally so much want to compare it to the men's basketball when it's just let them be their athletes. Like, we don't have to continue saying like, oh, she can outshoot her, or if this girl she can play with them down in the paint. Like, we don't need to do that. Just let them play them and compare them with each other. You know what I mean?
Right. Like, it doesn't like, I think a lot of people try and discredit or discount what they're doing in their respective sports. But at one point in time, the women's national soccer team was bigger than the men's. I think they still are, honestly. I think when it comes to like the FIFA Cup or World Cup or whatever, the women typically dominate in comparison to the men. So, I mean,
I don't watch a lot of kickball, but I think so.
Yeah.
Kickball.
Football.
Oh, sorry.
Football is what they call it overseas. So, yeah, WNBA draft was great. I'm excited for Kaitlyn Clark. It's interesting. I think you posted the numbers that she's already the estimate that she's going to average, 21 a game or something like that?
Yeah, I think that was the over-under was like 21 and a half.
Okay. I'm interested to seeing that because I would like to see her shut up a lot of the naysayers. And one thing I do notice, and it's not necessarily like this in the NBA. I mean, there's a couple people, but for the most part, I've noticed, at least recently on podcasts, women, like the old guard or whatever, they don't seem to support the new crap coming in. Like, they really don't. Like,
I hate to say it.
Diana Taurasi. She
Like,
is a hater, bro.
I hate to say it, but it honestly just feels like a woman thing. I don't know what it is.
I don't. Outside of Gilbert Arenas does he hates a lot. I think he does.
I mean, yeah,
and shady, but that's kind of their persona. But overall, it's not like that on the men's side of things.
You'll get like rookie hazing and all that stuff, but the sheer fact of like discrediting someone's
or they're gonna have, I'm not impressed with it, or there's other girls that have done this, and the one thing I didn't realize, Diana Taurasi's like 43. Do you know that?
Yeah, she's up there. She's
still hooping. Like,
she's been hooping for a long time.
Like, I mean,
and I'm not taking it. I think she's gonna go down as one of the greatest of all time.
Oh, for sure.
But
it's just
the way I've heard her and a couple other women talk.
Well, the WNBA is kind of like, to me, like the early days of like other sports. Like when at one point in time, Wilt Chamberlain was the gold standard of an athlete, and then Jordan came around, and Wilt was doing all that hating because it wasn't used to. Now you've got a million Jordans in the league, maybe not at the same caliber, but each year, as time progresses, more and more dominant athletes enter the field. Where just like when UFC, when Ronda Rousey, she was the most dominant woman ever, and now she's like barely a household name. Wow. So I think that's kind of what happens. But they are hating quite a bit. But I mean, is what it is. I mean, she's saving your sport more than what you did. You know, like
every sport has that person, whether you like it or not. Like I don't like the fact that, you know, in the 90s, Mark McGwire pretty much, if you think about it, really did save it more than Barry Bonds did, but he did.
Yeah.
With the juice and with going off on that home run, like he actually he was a big part of saving.
It was must-watch TV.
Yeah.
Man, like you name it with Magic Johnson, Larry Bird, and then honestly, it was really Michael Jordan who saved basketball and made basketball what it is. Football, I don't know who would have been.
I think football's always been kind of the dominating sport. It's a short season.
It became dominant like really in the 90s, really. But
right. So what I was going to say was the Cowboys' reign.
Yeah,
the Cowboys' reign really.
And I don't like them. I'm not a Cowboys.
Right.
So none of us are. It truly is. Honestly, the dominance of the Cowboys in the 90s.
And because of that culture they had, that swag they had, and you know they became,
it was America's team at the time.
Yeah, it was America's team, but there was also kind of, you know, villainous kind of, and it was a good story.
Kaitlyn Clark is good for the brand, and that, a lot of people don't want to admit it. Just like they're upset about the whole, what's her name? Asia, what's her name? She was like she was the MVP last year. She's like a 2-time WNBA All-Star, and they're like, how come she ain't got her own signature shoe? And I'm just like, she's deserving of
because
one.
She's not.
But Kaitlyn Clark is gonna sell more shoes. Like it's just, the proof is in the pudding. Like, you've seen the games. You see this one, like, bro. It was probably more expensive at one point in time this year to go watch Iowa play than it was to go to some NFL games and have great seats. Probably some postseason games. I mean, $300-$400 tickets to go watch these girls play. Like, that's crazy. So yeah, let's, speaking of drafts, I know we got some baseball stuff up here, but I like to stay on the topic of drafts. NFL draft. Couple things going on here. I don't think anybody was surprised by Caleb Williams being drafted number 1 overall. I think that was expected. Do we feel he's too confident?
No, not at all.
Okay.
I like the confidence. I think.
So for a while it came off a little, to me, what's the word I'm looking for? I didn't love it at first, but the more I hear him talk, like, I feel like he's just like, hey, I've been dominant, I've been good, and I've what he's talked about in the draft. Like, he's talking about his teammates, Keenan Allen. We had a top 5 defense last year. I'm excited. I'm here. Like, I like to see that kind of stuff. So, I think that he's got a high, you know, high risk, high reward because he's expected to do well. But I think he's in a really good position, hopefully, with the team that they're building around him. So,
I think he's going to be good. I don't want him.
I don't want him to fail by any means.
But I don't want him to be great either. I don't know. It's weird. It's a weird thing.
That is weird to say.
I mean, I get what you're saying. Like, because of who he is, it's like, it's almost like, damn, like, you come out swinging and win a Super Bowl your first year. Like, I don't want that to necessarily happen. But I think he will be successful. I think it's gonna take some time. I do think his confidence has got a lot of guys also gunning for him. I mean, on the other side of the football, like, they're going to want to make him pay. They're going to want to make him work. Any other surprises in the draft? I mean, number 2 pick, what was it, 6 quarterbacks go in the first round? 7 quarterbacks?
Something like that. I think it was 5 of the first.
J.J. McCarthy, Caleb Williams, Drake May, Michael Penix, which to me is...
That was a surprise to me.
I think that's a surprise to everybody. You see the video of, like... Do you see the video of them talking to Arthur Blank? Like, and it was like trying to explain...
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry, there's... You know, I've seen a lot of people be like, oh, that makes total sense. If you love a guy, you go get him. But it's like, it doesn't make sense when you have a quarterback on your roster that is guaranteed to make $100 million next year. That doesn't make sense.
Next 2 years,
That doesn't make sense.
And obviously, I mean,
I get it. You know, if you think that that's your guy, but like
not only that, but it was questionable to give him that money anyways because he's coming off a major injury.
Yeah, for sure.
And he's older.
He's 34, 35.
And $100 million over the next 2 years.
It's insane.
And I mean, if he plays well, what are you going to do? You going to let him go? That's what I mean.
Well, the thing to me, it's like, okay, if you're going to pay a quarterback $100 million, if I'm a GM and I say, hey, Brandon, Gary, I'm going to bring one of you two in, I'm going to pay you $100 million, and we've got a top 10 draft pick. The assumption would be that I'm going to get something to better help you while you're out there, because
I'm not. But my thing is, you dedicated so much to this quarterback, and to Kirk Cousins.
Oh. Yeah.
And so, like, if y'all go out there and y'all become a playoff team, I don't know, an NFC championship or something.
Here's a question.
What?
Y'all know how I talk about him so much.
I don't. Go
but
ahead.
Does anybody think Kirk Cousins is like, when you just say like make a run in the playoffs, a deep run in the playoffs? Like, when you hear deep run in the playoffs, do you see Kirk Cousins on any roster doing that? Me personally, I don't.
I do.
I don't see him. He's
come up short, but he hasn't come up short due to like he hasn't been like outplayed tremendously in the postseason. I mean,
he's
barely in the postseason.
He's been consistently a good quarterback.
He's
consistently a good quarterback.
A consistently good quarterback?
Yes.
No, he's not.
I would say he's been
solid.
Oh, that's good.
Which is solid doesn't win you Super Bowls, bro.
Well, of course not.
It doesn't. So it's like,
but
solid doesn't go deep into the playoffs.
But then why? So why pay the guy $100 million? That's the thing. So it's like you have to have, despite what you and I may think, they have to have those thoughts of bringing him in. So okay, you got Bijan Robinson. You've got what's London? What's his name? Drake London.
Drake London. Yeah.
Drake London. You got Kyle Pitts. Like, you have a good young offense. And you don't have that many more pieces to fill, and then you draft another quarterback. Also, who you're gonna have to pay. What's a top 10 pick? That's like $20 million, isn't it? $25 million, I think.
Something like, I think does it cap off or something like that?
So this dude's gonna, and honestly, it's like, I know Michael Penix is excited probably to be drafted, but deep down inside, he's like, bruh, like he's 20. He's on the older end of quarterbacks. He's 20. I think he's 24 years old. So, I mean, he might not play until he's like 27.
There's some people who believe that he is the best quarterback in the draft. There's people that truly believe that.
Who, Michael Penix?
Yeah.
I think he's the top three.
Yeah.
I would say Caleb Williams, Jaden Daniels, and Michael Penix. Those are the top three guys, in my opinion.
Yes, they have a guy, but it's probably what they're thinking. They're like, damn, like, we got probably a really good quarterback here. Well, let's snatch him up, let him sit for 2 years. I don't know.
Or we can trade him, but it doesn't make sense to draft a guy and trade him that hasn't done anything either. So, I mean, you're not going to get a lot out of that pick.
And then, top of that, he's one of the older quarterbacks.
That's what I'm saying. He's 24, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, he'll be 24 at the start of the year.
So, I mean, and they're saying he might sit 2-3 seasons. I mean, I think you're going to get paid, but
I don't mind it. Just because I don't like.
Let's just run down the first. Let's just run down the first round real quick. So Caleb Williams, obviously, great pick, I think. Jaden Daniels, I like it. I know that you mentioned in the group chat you're not a big Jaden Daniels fan. I think he's great.
I don't know why you don't like half the players you say you don't like.
Like Jaden, I don't know. It's just something, man. He just seems like a bust to me. Like, he just doesn't seem like he's going to be that guy in the NFL. But hey,
I think
I could be completely wrong.
He's been that guy in college.
I would have liked Jaden Daniels to fall to the Patriots.
I think so too. I think the Patriots would have liked that too over Drake May, honestly, because Drake May, to me, he played in North Carolina, so it's like, I mean, it's what is it, ACC ball, right?
And I just feel like they're just getting the same.
They're getting Mac Jones.
They're getting Mac Jones.
I think a bigger Mac Jones.
I hope I'm wrong, but it's just
So Marvin Harrison Jr. Obviously, that's great for Arizona.
Oh.
I think it's interesting that he hasn't signed his licensing agreement yet, which I don't understand.
He hasn't signed anything.
I don't understand.
He barely showed up to any offseason stuff.
Yeah,
he just
It's a little weird. Was his dad not at the draft?
He was there.
Yeah,
he was there.
Yeah, he was there.
So when they were doing the interview with him, he was nowhere. He wasn't there.
They interviewed him.
They interviewed Marvin Harrison Sr.
Yeah.
But when they were interviewing Junior, they had his whole family around him, and I didn't know. That's why I didn't know if he was there or not.
I mean, did you see the video about how he was like, because it's basically saying he was like Marvin Harrison Jr. is not. He's a very non-vocal wide receiver. He's not a. And Marvin Harrison.
Well, that's how his dad was.
No, he said no. Marvin Harrison. Literally in the video, he said you need to tell him to give you the fucking ball.
You gotta hear some stories from Peyton Manning. Peyton Manning will tell you.
No, I'm talking about towards the media.
Well, yeah. I just meant I meant on the field.
Yeah, on the field.
On the field.
Yeah. He was very demanding of the football. That's what he's saying. He wants him to be. Yeah. He wants to be basically that diva.
I'm talking about on the media interviews, post game stuff. Marvin Harrison Sr. was very quiet.
Yeah. So this was a very offensive heavy first round. Obviously, the first defensive player was taken at number 15, which went to your Colts, Brandon. But I think everybody kind of won in this first round. Honestly, I think if anything, the Brock Bowers pick for the Raiders was really good. I know that they wanted a quarterback. There just wasn't anybody available because you're not going to get it done with Aiden O'Donnell. But I know that he mentioned when he was on the pivot, their coach Antonio Pierce, that he was going to get a quarterback. He didn't. There's not a lot of free agents out there either that I can really think of that can come in, but I mean, you're going to need somebody that's going to be able to complete a pass to Brock Bowers. So
I didn't understand that pick.
Which pick? The Phoenix?
No, the Raiders. Going after a tight end.
He's the best available though. He was the best offensive player available.
I mean,
who else would you have taken if you're them? You have a good defense. You have all the pieces but a quarterback.
No, I mean, and after the craziest thing about this draft too is though the good quarterbacks were taken right off the bat. I don't think another quarterback was taken until the middle, of the I don't even, was it the third round or something like that?
Yeah.
It's after the first 10 picks, they went another. No, I think it might be the fourth round. I think it went 100 and some picks without picking another quarterback. Yeah. It's crazy. I think that's the disparity. There was literally 5 good quarterbacks, and then there was
5 good quarterbers, a bunch of good offensive tackles, 1 good tight end, and a bunch of wide receivers. There's no good running backs. There's no good running backs in this draft that we know of.
Well, I was talking to you earlier. That we know of. Four running backs drafted in the first 3 rounds. 4 running backs. That's it.
Yeah, but Brock Bowers is, to me, he's a more athletic Travis Kelce.
I think the first running back was pick 40 something.
The second round.
Probably.
Yeah, number 14th pick of the second round.
But along with the Raiders, the Broncos, I believe they are still paying Russell Wilson
$53 million.
And now they have Bo Nix and Zach Wilson and Jarrett Stidham. And you're just
and I hate to say it, but the Bo Nix and Drew Brees comparisons, I don't see.
I don't see it either.
I don't see it at all.
I don't see it. I don't understand it.
I think he's been in he's showing you he played for 20 years. He was fucking who's the kid that went to KU? Fucking
right.
He was a basketball player that played at KU.
I can't think of his name.
Played
he was
there
old as
forever.
hell too.
He was balding.
Yeah, he went to Miege.
Did he?
Yeah.
I can't think of his name.
Think of his name right now.
He played there for 15 years.
Yeah, I don't get. Bo Nix is 45 years old.
Yeah.
And man,
he's played for 5 schools.
Yes,
I mean, he was the best quarterback available,
right
at that time. I get it.
They're going to need a quarterback, but right now it's looking like, I don't know, maybe the Chargers will do something. But it's looking like
that Joe Alt pick was good.
No, it was good.
They need a receiver though, and a running back.
Yeah. Well, no, I like their running back, but they do need to replace Keenan Allen with something.
Yeah, but let's.
By the way, the Eagles are pick is in, and the Jaguars are on the clock.
Oh, great!
Keep me updated.
I don't care.
But can we really talk? Can we real quick? I don't know if you want to switch away from draft.
No, I'm gonna get straight to the Chiefs.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I was about to talk about Chiefs and Bills because I want to
talk about the Chiefs because obviously the Chiefs traded with the Bills yet again in another draft.
Yes, and
moved up to get Xavier Worthy, which I don't love it. I know a lot of Chiefs fans love that pick. They love the speed. It's an Andy Reid pick. It makes sense, but having a 5'11" wide receiver that's 165 pounds in this league is just tough to me because he's gonna have to be in space 24/7. But I also forgot that we had Hollywood Brown, we got Rashee Rice, and we got Travis Kelce. So I think obviously he's gonna fit into this mold
again.
Much better than Sky Moore, and I was wrong again.
Yeah,
on Sky Moore.
I think they are good fits. They're not great players to me, Like I don't see why everybody was so hyped up on Hollywood Brown.
I don't either. But they fit the offense. They fit the offense.
Yeah, I think they'll be a good fit for Andy Reid's offense.
Andy Reid is a run and gun. So if you can get open, we're going to get the ball to you. We're going to spread the ball around.
And
that's what Patrick Mahomes is used to.
Right, they have the quarterback to do it, to get it done.
I mean, he ran a 4.2. I mean, it was just funny that everyone was like, Andy Reid's going to go after him, and that's
well, exactly I mean, I think everybody knew that was their pick. The Bills knew that was their pick. That's the pick they wanted to do.
And they traded away their pick, and then they didn't pick it all the first round.
Yeah. I don't understand how you lose your number 1 and number 2 wide receiver in the offseason. Then to your team that's been knocking you out of the playoffs, who is also looking for a wide receiver, which you are too, you give them that pick so they can get the best available wide receiver.
It's not even that. It's the fact that they lost so many defensive players too. Yeah. And they did not choose to pick at all
in the first round.
And honestly, I don't think the Bills would have went after Xavier Worthy, honestly.
No, I don't think so either.
I don't think the Bills, I think Baltimore or San Francisco might have, but
I think they would have. At least one of the times.
I don't think Xavier fits the mold of the Bills offense.
They even traded the last pick of the first round away, and then the Panthers picked up the next best available wide receiver.
I don't quite understand that either, because the last time they traded with the Chiefs, obviously we got a Hall of Fame quarterback who's won 3 Super Bowls in the last 6 years. So, I mean, good for them.
I think everybody had some pretty good picks, man. I think 49ers had a good pick with their wide receiver.
I think everybody but Atlanta they filled a gap. I mean,
yeah, but I also think there's still something left, because I think the 49ers drafted this wide receiver in the first round because they're going to have to do something with.
I think all lines are leading that they're going to get rid of Debo, from what I saw.
It's
him or Ayuk.
One of the two is going to have to. Yeah. It looks like one of the two, they're going to be splitting up.
Yeah,
they're going to keep one of them and let one of them go. So, and it'd be interesting to see what team picks up who. What team pick up Ayuk or
I think and just to stick with NFL, unless you got something else on the draft.
No, I was gonna say was a lot of people. I know y'all ain't in the circles that I'm in with the Indianapolis Colts.
No,
but a lot of people say that we much more needed a corner than we did a edge rusher. But
getting an elite edge rusher helps out your cornerback.
I mean, and we were ranked 28th in the league in pressure. Mm-hmm. So I mean, it's kind of I don't understand how people. I was in like a big live stream with a couple like Colts people, and that was their biggest argument. Like, we need corners. We only have one corner right now. But I'm like, because we got DeForest Buckner, we have stuff like we have people who can get to the quarterback, but why not add another one? You can never not have enough. You can never have enough pass rushers. I mean, look at the Chiefs, what they've done.
I will say, and the last thing on the draft is that again, back to the Bills, it is really stupid to allow the Chiefs to get what they want, because this is a team that has done nothing but add pieces in the offseason. Yeah. They retained Chris Jones, so the defense is going to be pretty much the same outside of losing L'Jarius Sneed. They have added more speed on the offense, and so, I mean, I don't know what your plan is to stop them. And also, I think the Bears won the first round, very obviously, getting Rome and getting Caleb Williams. So
yeah, the Bears,
and they're gonna have Keenan out. Like, they have he has no reason not to flourish this season.
I hate it for my man Justin Fields.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But the Bears are looking nice. It looks like they're at the tail end of a rebuild.
And back to Justin Fields, because I was gonna bring that up. Like, what goes on with him? Him and Russell vying for the number one spot, or does that guaranteed to Russell? Because they're not paying Russell.
I know.
So, I mean, you don't have to start him.
Yeah, it's going to be very intriguing what kind of offense they want to run.
Yeah.
So, but all in all, I think everybody had a decent draft. Questionable on Atlanta with their pick.
I mean, it's more than questionable, but
it's not that it's a bad. I don't know. I guess yeah. It's where they did it at. It's not bad to get a quarterback.
No, it's not.
But like, yeah, if they was getting the same quarterback in the second round,
yeah,
it wouldn't. Nobody would have thought much about it.
And that's kind of what my issue was. Is that like you just paid some guy 4 years, $180 million, and then I don't know what, probably 4 months later, you get a quarterback in the first round, top 10 pick. You draft his immediate replacement. It's like,
but it's just like the Packers. Now they didn't pay Aaron Rodgers. He was already on the roster.
That was the thing about Aaron Rodgers.
But
Aaron Rodgers fell to them. Like they were. Remember back then, Aaron Rodgers wasn't supposed to.
Yeah, that's true.
He wasn't supposed to fall in the.
I meant like picking up Jordan Love.
Oh, you're talking about? Oh, yeah. I thought you were talking about when Favre was on there.
No,
but yeah, like he wasn't actually supposed to like still be in the agreement. Like he fell out of the top 10. He was supposed to be like a top 5 pick, and then he just fell to them, and they were like, "Well, we do got this old motherfucker, so let's go ahead and take him."
And Fields isn't getting a 5th-year option either. So they didn't pick up his 5th. So it's like, well, he based on a 1-year deal.
Yeah.
Last thing on the draft, I do got some draft trivia, which I think this should be pretty easy for everybody.
All right.
Can you name me the only number 1 overall draft pick to win a Super Bowl with the team that drafted him?
Number 1.
Oh, that's easy.
It's easy.
That's easy. What's his
name? Now Gary's got. Wait. Let's see if Brandon's got it. Let's see if Brandon's got it.
I already got it.
Do you got it?
I'm pretty sure I got it.
You know him.
I'm pretty sure I know him. Pretty sure I met him. Pretty sure pretty sure I rooted for him quite a bit.
Oh, you did?
You met him.
Huh?
You met him?
Wait. You said the only number 1 draft pick?
The number 1 overall draft pick to win a Super Bowl with the team that drafted him.
Yeah.
You rooted for him when he got drafted?
He's the only. You saying he's the only one that did it?
I'm pretty sure in the last 20 years.
I mean, last 20 years. Okay,
who was before?
I didn't hear you say last 20 years.
Who was before that? There's quite a few people. Well, Peyton
Manning is what I'm talking about.
Manning.
Yeah,
like you
said,
the
last 20 years. I apologize. I apologize. Last 20 years. Now you don't know it?
I don't know. I have no idea who it is.
Well, it's a hometown.
Yeah.
Oh, Patrick Mahomes?
No.
Are you fucking? He wasn't the number 1 overall.
Oh, he wasn't the number 1. He wasn't.
The Chiefs offensive lineman,
Eric Fisher.
There he is.
He did what?
He's in the last. He's the only in the last 20 years number 1 overall draft pick to win a Super Bowl with the team that drafted him.
Oh my God.
That's the truth.
Let's just go with Peyton Manning.
It's the truth.
Peyton Manning is the correct answer.
I mean, it's the truth.
Peyton Manning is the correct answer.
It's the truth. When was Peyton Manning draft? 99?
98.
Yeah, so I'm sorry. Didn't make the cut, buddy. Didn't make the cut. Do we want to talk about any of these NFL rules? I know we're a little late on a couple of them.
I like the kickoff rule.
I love it.
I like it.
I think it makes kickoff more competitive again.
I would have to see it in motion first.
Like
you never watch XFL? It's the same thing.
Yeah.
It's the XFL rule.
Oh, I get that, but I have to see it in the NFL. But I have to see it in motion in the NFL.
I would set up former college athletes, pro athletes.
Exactly.
I would.
That's like coming up to you and be like, they got the same thing in WNBA.
Yeah. Oh, don't do that.
We ain't doing that.
I didn't say that.
We ain't doing
I didn't say that. I didn't say that.
I'm just saying it makes kickoffs more competitive and more meaningful in the game.
It does, 100%.
It does.
They did it for a safety factor.
Because you're fucking kicking the ball in the end zone every time.
Yeah.
I know there's more to it, but like, what is it?
Because I think also now if it's not returned, it's what?
If it's not returned, it goes to the 20 like it did before.
Okay. I think so, yeah.
But they have to.
They got to kick it in a certain area.
I think they got to kick it
like
within the
box.
red zone.
Yeah,
I think they got to kick it.
It says kickers can't kick the ball too deep. The resulting touchback for the kick in the end zone is a 30-yard line now, rather than the 25 yard.
Yeah, okay. So they want to kick it within the 20 within that red zone.
They want them to basically
want them to return.
Yeah, they want them to keep the ball in play.
Yeah. No, I think it's gonna work. I think it's not gonna be as fast because you got guys who can run 4.2s running. 30 miles an hour down the field, which you're not going to have that because guys are going to be stationary until he catches the ball.
But I think that when it comes down to, and I could be wrong, but when it comes down to more tight games, kickoff's going to matter a lot more now.
Yeah.
Because now you have to return that ball. So, I mean, you've got to keep, you don't have to. I mean, you can kick it in the end zone, I guess, and they can take it on the 30. But, I mean, do you want to give them the ball on the 30 or do you want to have an opportunity to keep them back? So
they said 20% of kickoffs were not return for a touchdown, but just return this whole season. Not one was returned and they had, I think they said they had 4. That sounds like a lot. 14 kicks sound like a lot in the Super Bowl in one game. Is that right?
Sounds about right.
How many kickoffs?
I thought they said 14. That sounds like a lot, though.
Well, you got opening kickoff. You've got kickoff at the half.
Well, unless it's like a high scoring game.
Yeah, it wasn't that high scoring game. But however many they had in the Super Bowl, there was
at least 8 or 9.
Not one was returned.
Yeah,
so they didn't have one, and that was kind of eye opening for a lot of the rules people and stuff like that.
So this says all kicking teams, other than the kicker, will line up with 1 foot on the receiving team's 40-yard line. Kicker cannot cross the 50-yard line until the ball touches the ground or a player in the landing zone. The 10 kicking team players cannot move until the ball hits the ground or the player in the landing zone or the end zone. The receiving team will line up as followed. They'll line up on the 5-yard area from the 35 to the 30, where at least 9 receiving team players must line up. At least 7 players must have 1 foot on the 35-yard line, restraining line. With alignment requirements, blah, 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 players not on the restraining line must line up in the set zone outside the hash marks. I mean, it's gonna be a lot for players to work on as well. They're not used to it. They used to just basically get some cardio in on kickoff. The kicking team.
I think it's gonna be good. I think it's gonna be. The other thing is the onside kick. So do they go back to where they normally used to set up for the onside kick?
That's a good question.
Because the onside kick, they've changed the rule where you can overload again now. So it doesn't have to be even on both sides.
Right.
But
this also says no fair catches allowed, which makes sense. I mean, you're not kicking it. It says onside kick. Fourth quarter begins. The trailing team has the opportunity to declare an onside kick. So you can't. Yeah. You can only onside kick it in the fourth quarter now.
Well, I don't know if you can only onside kick in the fourth quarter, but I know you have to let them know that you're going to onside kick. So there's no more surprise onside kicks.
I mean, I don't know why bring up fourth quarter if you. I don't know.
Well, that's what I said. It says onside kick. Then it says current onside kickoff rules would apply if onside kick goes beyond the setup zone untouched. Kicking team is penalized, and the return team would start the drive at the 20-yard line. So
there's no more like surprise onside kicks. Yeah. I do remember that.
No, that
safety kick is changing a little bit too,
which sucks. So we had a great surprise onside kick in the Super Bowl one year.
Yeah,
I don't know if you remember that one, bro.
Are you talking about the Colts and Bears? Or Colts and Saints?
Yeah,
I do remember.
And then the other big rule change, which we're a few weeks behind, but we can still talk about, the hip drop tackle.
I think it's great.
I know a lot of guys are bitching about and saying, it's favoring the offense more, but it's dangerous. Guys are getting hurt.
What is a person supposed to do? Like even the examples that they use with the Ravens tight end getting hurt. Literally in that moment, what is that guy supposed to do differently?
You're not supposed to drop your weight on a guy.
Yeah.
I
think what you can do differently is you can wrap the guy up and take him down. Or you can grab his legs.
Like, how is he supposed to take him down?
But he's grabbing his hips and he's dropping down.
He's running away from you. What are you supposed to do?
But he's got
the lead with your shoulder.
To say, hey, he's running you. You're behind the guy. What are you supposed to do?
He wasn't even behind him.
Yes, he was.
He wasn't behind him.
In most of these cases, when people are grabbing someone by the hip, they are running away from you.
Well, why are you reaching out and grabbing him by the hips and then dropping your weight?
No,
that's the illegal part.
It is the dumbest rule.
No, it is not.
It is the dumbest rule.
There's a lot of dumb rules, and I can go through them. I can't.
That is a dumb.
I hate
that
dumb
is a dumb rule.
No.
Oh, I mean, here's the play. Let's watch it again.
Watch it. I've watched it.
Well, I just wanted to bring it up.
Like what?
It's not okay.
What? How you supposed?
Lead
with
he could have
running away from him.
There's 100% chance he could have led with his shoulder.
No, he's not 100%.
On that play, he could have easily.
Brandon, played football. Yes.
No, it's not.
Yes.
The dude is taking him down to the ground. That's what he is trying to do. He is trying to make sure he can stop his momentum from going to the end zone.
Lead with your shoulder.
Down to the ground
with your shoulder.
Okay, I'm telling you right
now.
He
literally wrapped around and dropped his weight on his leg.
Dude,
that's not okay.
You are going to see more terrible tackling now. Because
this is
rule.
Terrible tackling.
Yeah. Because this of this
is
rule,
terrible tackling.
Nobody's taught to tackle like that. I can tell you that. Nobody's taught to tackle like that.
You are taught to bring the man down to the ground.
Yeah, but you're not taught to do. No, you're taught to lead with your shoulder.
Brandon, you are taught to square up.
You have guys who are running, who are tremendous athletes on the offensive side of the ball,
as well as they are
strong men,
as well as they are
trying to grip him and bring him down. That is literally what all you're trying to do.
You drive through.
So I understand.
Lead with your shoulder and drive through.
I understand both sides of the argument. The one thing that I'm saying is that grabbing a guy and then dropping your weight on him is what is causing injuries. That is causing injuries.
And it's not going to change.
I don't care if it's going to change.
They've even interviewed referees. They're like, some of the shit, we don't even know how to even call it. They don't even have a true definition of this tackle. They don't even have a real definition of it. They're just saying, don't drop your weight on them. Like, How do you? They don't have a preventative plan for it or nothing. Usually, a lot of times they do have that stuff. They have nothing.
They know what the tackle looks like, Brandon.
What does it look like? What does it look like?
We just seen it. We can show you. You can type in hip drop tackle.
So you saying it looks like that every single time? That's what it looks like? Or
that's a key definition.
Or is there like 40 different ways of doing it?
That's a key example of a hip drop tackle.
I will say there's not 40 different ways. I will also say that it's probably not going to be called a lot. There's a lot of rules in NFL.
It's not going to be called a lot because referees don't even want to do it. They've interviewed some referees.
That's
like,
fine.
What the hell we supposed to do?
There's a lot of things referees don't like to do.
All right. Well, obviously we're not going to agree there. And that's the beauty of this podcast.
Because it's stupid.
Wow,
it's not stupid.
It's stupid.
There's a lot of stupid rules here. But
next thing
kickoff is great.
Maybe you'll like it if it keeps your quarterback healthy.
Yeah, what are you gonna do if Anthony Richardson goes out with a hip drop tackle?
We got the comeback player of the year.
Oh my god.
Who?
Joe Flacco.
Oh my god. You got him?
Yeah.
Is he starting week 1?
No. if AR goes out, AR5 that is, not AR15 anymore. He changed the number. AR5.
Oh my gosh.
It doesn't matter when he goes out, but they running like Cam Newton.
Cam Jackson.
What do we think of this? And this is the last thing on the NFL. This isn't a rule, but the NFL just approved the compression things on the head,
helmets or whatever.
Oh yeah, to be used in the game.
Stupid again.
But why is that stupid?
It's stupid.
It covers the logo.
Is it stupid because it looks stupid?
Yeah,
it does look stupid. I will admit that.
Ain't nobody gonna wear that shit in the game.
But it does.
Why?
They wear it in practice.
Why?
It's only like. It's something crazy. Look it up. I could have.
No, they said
it's only like
it's like a 50% drop in concussions.
No. It's not 50%. I thought it was. I saw it was like 10 or 15% or something like that. It's something like lower.
I would say even if it's 10 or 15%, that's pretty significant.
No, that's a good number when it comes to
if
brain
it's 50%, then there's no argument there.
What's it called? Oh, Guardian cap.
Guardian cap. That's what it is.
Guardian cap. Yeah, it's a 50% reduction. The Guardian caps were required for players in certain positions for 2022 and 2023 training camps and have resulted in an almost 50% reduction in concussions for those players who wore them. That's a huge fucking deal.
Who the fuck gets a concussion in training camp?
Obviously, a lot of players.
Ain't nobody
a lot of people.
So they going out.
Didn't Anthony Richardson get one in training?
Yeah. Couldn't you imagine if Anthony Richardson was wearing this
that number
and the concussion protocol?
That number.
Exactly. There's a 50% chance Anthony Richardson could have played the whole year.
Absolutely. With that,
he didn't have a concussion. What the fuck are you talking about?
He had a concussion like the first time, right?
Yeah, he had a shoulder injury.
I thought he got concussed.
No, he
had not have a concussion. He had a shoulder injury.
Well, maybe they listed it as a shoulder injury.
Yeah.
He was out for the whole year. He had shoulder surgery.
Yeah, but so why mention the concussion if the shoulder injury is going to keep you out?
What are you talking? Nobody mentioned the concussion.
I thought
he got.
Yeah,
he didn't.
They asked him what his name was. He said,
Also, this is completely out of line, off topic, but it popped in my head when we talked about WNBA draft, and I don't know if this is real or not, but some dude was talking about prop bets he was setting on checking the WNBA injury report.
Oh yeah. You know, I pay attention to all bet stuff. So he was saying he makes bets in correlation of these women's periods.
Because it says in the injury report, it'll say like illness, and it generally means their menstrual cycle. So he's like, I'll bet against it because they're not going to play well when they're on their period. I thought that was funny.
So I don't know. I don't think it's real.
That's
I don't think it's real.
Probably not.
But he did.
Have a concussion?
Yes, he did.
Yeah, exactly.
The game where he scored 2 touchdowns against the Texans.
He probably could have scored 4.
Out that week.
Didn't finish the game.
Probably could have scored 4 with the Guardian cap on.
Yeah.
As stupid as it may look, he could have scored 4.
What does it may look?
He could have. Hey,
ain't nobody wearing that bullshit.
So what if he would have? What if I would have told you? What if I told you in week 1, if Anthony Richardson wore a Guardian cap, he would have won Rookie of the Year last year?
He ain't wearing that. I say get hurt, be out for the season, come back next year.
Wow.
Just because you don't like the way it looks.
Just because I don't like the way it looks.
They might make it better over time. Maybe they put it inside the helmet, whatever.
That's what I would have said.
At one point we had leather helmets, and we
did.
So
I would have
hopefully one day this will look better.
And that was before we knew about CTE. They would just go home beating their wives for no fucking reason.
At one point they didn't have face masks.
Yeah.
It was just taken to the chin.
At one point the fucking goalpost is in the middle of the end zone.
Front of the end zone.
You see the clip of the dude slapping the quarterback in the face? You never see that clip,
bro?
We gotta find that shit.
There was also a point in the NFL, bro, where you could literally sit in the end zone and block field goals. If you were tall enough, you could block them.
Yeah.
Like they had to make that a rule. The Chiefs had a guy who was 6'10" who could block field goals.
Hey, bro,
and it was legal.
You think rules are bad now, bro? It was fucking World War III back then, bro. I'm telling you.
I know. I mean, over time the rules have gotten better, but
of course,
this
it's a business. You want to retain your best athletes. Oh my goodness, that was funny. I had a question I wanted to ask you guys. I didn't put it on the list, but who do you think has the best intro music in sports?
Oh, that's definitely the reliever
for the Mets.
No, I meant like not like specific individual, specific sport.
Oh,
best
WWE?
intro music. That's what I would say.
WWE.
I would have to say WWE as the best
that's
intro
kind of
music.
thing.
Yeah, UFC guys. I mean, they come out to songs though, but when you hear that glass shatter, you know what time it is.
You hear
you want to hear that glass shatter? You know what time it is.
Or just the Undertaker's dongs.
Okay,
that's kind of
that was
that's the gongs. Like I said, dongs, gongs, the gongs from the Undertaker. When you hear that,
speaking of wrestling, man, I saw this clip and I saw a long time ago, but it shows you how much The Rock has changed. He had hair in this clip. Number one,
yeah,
it was the Mad TV clip with him and Exhibit, and he got punked by bro. He was so small in that clip. It's crazy to think that when he started his wrestling career, he was probably 205, maybe 210.
No, because he was a DM before that.
Yeah, but he slimmed up for the Mummy. He was slim in the Mummy.
No. You're talking about in the middle of his wrestling.
Yeah, middle of his wrestling career. Yeah. He was slim.
Yeah, but when he actually started, it's a fun fact about Rock. He actually had man boobs and got surgery.
Oh.
He was fat. Don't hurt me, Rock, for saying this here. Listen, but I heard that.
Well, he's not fat anymore, so I don't think he cares. He's also rich, so
yeah, he's a little bit.
I think that falls.
800 million net worth.
Yeah. Have you seen the clip of him? It's an old clip of him and Kevin Hart, and the lady's like, "Oh, I see you something. I see you just bought your mom a house." And Kevin Hart's like, "Just now, motherfucker? You've been rich for 30 years? Just now buying her house?"
Man, I can't find that clip, dude. But when I do, I'll send it to you. That shit's fucking hilarious.
But yeah, man, anything else you want to hit on? You want to talk about baseball? I know you think that the balls are juiced, which they
have to be.
That's been a thing.
They have to be. Or corked bats. I don't know what it is.
But also, you're throwing 200. You're throwing how many home runs are there a game? How many home runs are there a game?
I think they average. I think the rate is like 1.5.
So out of 200 pitches, 1.5 goes. Is that crazy?
I think that was the rate when I looked it up, which is considerably high. I would think. I was taken back. I was like, there's a home run in every game.
Yeah, but there's 200 pitches. Did you know also there was
still a home run.
There was a Japanese pitcher who pitched for 4 straight days, and in a 2-week span, he threw almost 1,000 pitches. I watched a video on this earlier. The dude threw almost 1,000 pitches. He pitched 4 straight days, and one day was 15 innings.
If anything, we need the balls to be juiced.
Oh, you know. No, that's for the I don't know, the not baseball fan.
No, we need more excitement in baseball to bring people back.
Yeah. Oh, you want to hear something that I love though? I loved hearing this GM say
Typical
this.
League, unnamed sources, bad interview. That's such bullshit. I mean, it is. It's bullshit. Like put your name on it. I'm tired of. We tear these young men down. These are 21, 22 young men. And if people out there can tell me they're perfect in their lives, it's crap. It's crap. This is a good kid. And, for those reports to come out, like, I said it last year, it's bullshit.
So what do you think of that?
That's a GM I want to play for.
You think, what are you getting up for?
That's a fucking GM I want to play for.
Did you get a text or something? Oh, hopefully it came to you. Did it stop? Yeah. No, I appreciate that. And the one thing I appreciate is him. He's basically saying like, if you're gonna fucking say something, come out and fucking say it. Don't be anonymous about it. Come out and fucking say it. I appreciated that.
Let's talk about those two GMs because they kind of come from the same
Who's that?
GM tree.
Who's that?
Ballard and Brett Veach. They come from that. Well, who's the old
Dorsey?
They come from that Dorsey front office like tree. So, but
have you seen the clips of Dorsey? He pranks everybody on draft day.
Yeah. But like but I'm just saying, like, those dudes, they just, I mean, say what you want about the Colts right now, like, you know, our struggles or whatever, but like they got those two dudes, they got eye for talent. Veach and Ballard, they know how to pick out talent and go get it.
I personally think Dorsey is one of the best GMs of all time.
Oh, for sure.
And these guys learn from them.
Well respected.
You know what
He's
I'm saying?
one of the best front office people that I've like in the league.
And I would also say not only are Veach and the Colts GM good, but I would also say their staff. Because I mean, these guys they're not shit without their staff. So I think their scouting, their scouts are really good. They're bringing them and they're listening, obviously.
Yeah.
With their picks. So
I'm just like I'm just impressed at the timely moves and everything. Like it's mainly just their draft. Like the way they draft, they've got it figured out. Like, I mean, like, say what you want again, but like, I mean, we ended up somehow, some way getting JT and fucking Michael Pittman Jr. We actually drafted Pittman before we drafted JT. Like, and he was still able to work that out that way to get it, get both of them like pretty much with back-to-back picks. And was like, how did that happen? It's just
teams also dropped the ball on JT, Chiefs being one of them. What do you think about this? NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell is mulling a future with an 18 regular week season.
Yeah,
I think it's soon to come.
It's crazy how we talk about player safety, and then we're going to keep adding games to the schedule.
Ain't nothing more safe than a fat pocket, though. I tell you that much.
And then you're going to be flying overseas for games.
And then that means that the Super Bowl will be, I mean, that potentially will put the Super Bowl in the middle of February.
No, Super Bowl. We're gonna be watching the Super Bowl
in March.
One of these times at noon. We're gonna be watching at noon because it's 9 o'clock somewhere else.
Super Bowl in London.
Yeah.
Or probably not even noon. Probably be in the first thing in the morning, I guess it'll be, wouldn't it?
We'll probably go to like a 20-something week season with like a 2-week break in the middle or something.
Probably.
It's gonna be nuts, man. I don't understand how the Players Association, they don't like it, or at least at first they don't, but I don't understand how
they agree to everything.
Speak against it over and over and over, and then they ended up
agree
saying, let's just do it.
I mean,
what happens? What happens?
Money
they
happens,
speak out about it openly. Like, you can find reports. They just said, no, this is stupid. We ain't going to go 17 games.
Money happens.
And they do it.
I think the only potential upside for both parties for an 18-week season is that you have the potential of guys who get hurt early in the year being able to come back at some point in the season now. Because now you've got a guy that can come back in week 17 for a game, week 18. That'd be the only thing that makes sense to me. But outside of that, I mean, now you're making it harder to dwindle down a roster if you say, okay, we're going to go from 3 preseason games down to 2 preseason games. How do we make a determination on who we keep on this roster? What do you Gary? Are you pouring something? Oh wow, he's talk about me being an alcoholic. All right, man. You guys want to hear some black trivia before we get into this wrestling?
Let's go wrestling.
Yeah, we got a wrestling thing. Don't you worry though. Don't you worry. We'll wait on Brandon to pour up whatever he's pouring. You know, what'd you pour? Oh, Buffalo Trace. Okay, he'll be here a while. Yeah. All right, here's my black trivia. Shouts out to Black Baseball Mixtape. I'm just gonna go ahead. I'm gonna go ahead and play the clip for y'all, and hopefully we can get you on the podcast soon.
No black baseball trivia. Well, let's get it.
I like
this.
In
the history of baseball, there have only been 2 Hall of Famers that played baseball at HBCUs, which is historically black colleges and universities. I need both of those legends' names, the schools they attended, and here's the bonus. There is another legend, Hall of Fame baseball player who attended an HBCU but did not play baseball. He played another sport. I need you to name that legendary Hall of Fame player, the school they attended, and what sport they played, not baseball. So I'm looking for 3.
All right.
Well, that's tough.
Yeah. Very tough.
I don't know a lot of players' colleges, period.
I asked you for the podcast starter. I said, how do you feel about black baseball players?
It was going to be within the MLB, but
they're in the Hall. What do you mean? They're in the Hall of Fame, but they played at HBCUs.
I'm going to give it a shot.
Okay.
Do you have the answers?
These are both Hall of Famers.
Got the answers, Sway?
I got the answers.
These are both Hall of Famers.
Yep.
I'm guessing They're old Hall of Famers.
I would
right?
assume so. I've never heard of either of these guys. I'm not the baseball guy on the podcast.
I'm thinking that. Wait,
I know one of the guys actually.
wait. Did Darryl Strawberry go to a HBCU?
He's not on the list.
Not on the list.
Gary's
Gary's
Googling it.
No, I'm into. I have no. I don't know. I don't know.
Right? Even off the top of my head, I can't even think of. Or did he even go? Yeah.
So I'll give you the answer since you don't know.
No. Give me. Can you tell me?
I can tell you the school. I don't know the teams.
They play for.
Let's see here. All right,
just look it up. I'm gonna get this. I just need some hints.
So he played. Wow, he played back in the day.
Yeah,
he played for the Cardinals. One of these guys. Most of his
pitcher.
Most of his career was with the Cardinals.
Fucking God damn it! What is his name?
This.
He's a pitcher, right?
No, he's not. He was a left fielder.
Oh. Damn. Well, never mind.
All right, Lou Brock was his name.
Oh, Lou Brock? He went to HBCU?
Apparently. I don't make the rules here.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to give you one more.
This is another question?
Another baseball player.
Oh, I thought you were going to give me. Can you give me something? That was a tough. Like, you didn't like.
I asked before the show.
You asked if we
going to know black trivia and baseball.
Do you know black baseball players? Yeah. I got a trivia question for you.
Andre Dawson was the other one.
Like, good Lord.
All right, let me see. I think he's got more on here. Let me see if there's another one.
Yeah.
There's another black trivia baseball.
I want to follow
Think you know black baseball trivia? Well, let's get it. Two of the biggest civilian awards in this nation are the Congressional Medal of Honor and the Presidential Medal of Freedom. Only 3 baseball players have ever won the Congressional Medal of Honor: Jackie Robinson, Roberto Clemente, and Larry Doby. There have been 13 baseball players to win the Presidential Medal of Freedom. 5 of them are black.
Let's keep it honest. We're not going to get that. So, not going to waste your time.
I was about to say Jackie Robinson.
Not going to waste
but
your time.
That was it. I wasn't going to name the other 2 guys.
So anybody who has listened to our last episode understands that we finished off the last episode on some wrestling pertaining to one disgusting individual. So I think we'll try and shed some different light, and I want to get your opinion. What are you pointing at?
You doing?
Y'all don't watch no wrestling, bro.
No, not anymore. I'm 30. I'm almost 32 years old.
You don't have to be. It is that an age.
It's just like that. Have you seen that Meek Mill? Get up. Have you seen that?
No.
Oh my God. Hold on. Oh, I gotta find the video.
Oh boy.
We're past wrestling, bro. We're me and Dominique, we're at the Coco Melon stage, bro.
It's The Rock.
You got the shit. Get up.
Bro, The Rock made wrestling.
Get up. So this is Bleacher Report's wrestling top 50 greatest wrestlers of all time. WWE.
Okay. I like it.
At number 50, they got The Big Show, which to me is already a fucked up list if you ask me. The Big Show at number 50?
Yeah.
I feel like
Big Show. He didn't do nothing.
Yeah, but everybody knows The Big Show.
Yeah. Yeah.
Lita at number 49.
I like that.
Vader at number 48.
It's not a bad list so far.
Dean Ambrose. I have no clue who that is.
He's one of the guys. He actually debuted with Roman Reigns.
AJ Styles at number 46.
Dang, that's kind of...
I'm just gonna let's skip to the top 15. Give a shit about these guys. Let's go top 20. Whoa, hold on. Owen Hart number 38.
Yeah.
Well, Rob Van Dam number 39. Mr. Perfect 37. I gotta see the top. Batista 36. I gotta see the top 20.
Whoa!
Ultimate Warrior is number 35.
No.
And Ric Flair didn't even make the top 20.
24.
I mean,
Ric Flair's number 20. Bleacher Report. You are fucking stupid.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm cussing. I'm mad right now.
Oh my God.
I apologize. Sorry for cussing.
Bro, you know, I walked into the gym the other day and some dude was like, he was like checking my ID card. And he's like, "You're good to go, brother." And I was like, "What the fuck are you talking about, bro?"
Bro, you haven't seen this dude.
And now I've seen, but he pretends. He's not. He pretends to be like autistic or something.
I don't know.
I don't understand this.
Oh, you got to watch Sketch, bro.
Bro,
he
literally. We'll pull it up after the show. Pull it up.
No, do it right now.
Pull it up.
Oh, we're not.
Show him Tuesday.
We're going with
Tuesday.
Guys,
Meet on me.
Guys, this is
My buddy ran into him in Nashville last week, apparently.
Bro, we was in Vegas and he was there.
But he pretends to be like
He's
special.
not. I don't know. He's talked about it, and it said it's not a pretend. Like he has like a Twitch or he has like some stuff. Like he has some issues or something.
Are we laughing about it?
There's been videos you see of him where he is not doing the stick.
No, yeah, no. It seems like
I'm gonna start at number 30 because I don't like this Razor Ramon at number 30. That was one of my favorite wrestlers.
Yeah, I like him. Yeah.
Number 30, Razor Ramon. And then Trish Stratus at number 29? Are you kidding me? I beat my meat to her before I knew how to beat my meat. You know what I'm saying?
This is
China number 28.
Where's the show going?
China?
Are you really gonna go through 30 wrestlers right now?
I'm just saying this is some bullshit. All right, let's go to top 2. Let's just go to number 1. Who's the number 1 wrestler on this fucking list? Let me go to number 1 real quick. Because I'm not a fan. Rocket number 7.
Who's number 1? Brandon, who's number 1?
Fuck is happening right now?
Who do you think number 1? Did you already see
This
it?
is the worst wrestling list
Bret Hart
of all
Bret Hart is number
time.
1.
Who's 2?
I am sorry. Bleacher Report,
Stone
you
Cold
didn't put
Steve
together the worst.
I honestly think they do this on purpose. They have to do it on purpose.
They gotta do it because they want this. My reaction right now is what you are wanting from people. You want people to hop on a podcast and say this is stupid.
Yeah.
This is what you want to happen.
They got Macho Man, and I'm sorry, I'm a big Macho Man Randy Savage fan, but he's not the 3rd greatest wrestler of all time.
What the hell is happening?
He probably had the
right
best
now?
interviews. Top 5 interviewer.
Oh yeah, promo.
Undertaker at number 4 and number 5, John Cena. I mean, I can respect John Cena at number 5. But the rest of these? Who the fuck is Bruno Sammartino?
He was like the first great wrestler before Hulk Hogan. Like he
Rock
actually has the longest reign as champion.
Roddy. I don't think. Hulk Hogan made top 10 at least. So that's interesting. Hulk Hogan's the only wrestler that I know that was old his entire career. I mean, the dude was old his entire career.
There's a lot of truth to that. Ric Flair was.
Yeah. I mean, he had been like his 40s or 50s at the time.
Like when during the Attitude era, like Ric Flair was like in his late 50s or late 40s.
Man, I watched. Actually went to the movies and I watched. I think it's called Iron Fist.
Oh, we talked about this.
Yeah.
Did you guys watch it?
No, you said it was gonna make you cry.
Oh, it's sad as fuck, bro.
Okay,
I watched it.
It's sad as fuck.
I
You watched it?
Yeah,
Did you cry?
It was pretty good.
Did you cry?
I did not cry. It was.
I didn't cry either.
But
I like the way. I feel like if his answer was different, you would have said something.
We could have bonded, but you know, it is what it is. I didn't cry.
But did you cry though? Did you cry? I didn't either. I didn't cry.
But what movie I did love that I watched at home, I don't even know if it was in theaters, was that Ricky Stenicki. That movie is hilarious. It got John Cena in it, so that's what made me think of a wrestler.
Oh,
But
John Cena's in it, so it probably sucks.
Dude, honestly, I'm not a big John Cena movie fan.
He's not a great actor.
Hey, watch this movie. It's pretty. It takes you back to those early 2000 comedy movies, like Old School, Wedding Crashers. It goes back kind of. It kind of has that vibe to it.
Oh, Anchorman vibe.
Yeah. It's funny. It's a funny movie. It's a good movie.
Speaking of crying, as fathers of girls, well, you got 2 boys, you got 2 girls. I have a girl, but you have a girl.
Yeah.
Now I don't cry really ever, but I have noticed when I had a daughter, I felt like I got a little bit more emotional, just a hair. Like I feel like I will watch a movie that's sad and I'll be like, damn, that's pretty sad. Like I could potentially cry at this.
I could
for no reason.
Oh yeah,
I don't know. I feel like I think it's something to do with having a daughter.
And there's some movies. There's some movies that we watched that I almost cried.
Oh, for sure.
I didn't cry.
What's wrong with you?
You haven't watched the movies.
Like, you're not. Stop.
What?
What are you crying for?
I didn't say I cried.
Just a little more emotional. It's okay.
Yeah, that's it.
It's okay. It's okay to express your emotions, Brandon.
Fuck that.
You want to talk about it?
You guys ever seen the ending of Luca? You ever watched Luca?
Luca.
Yeah,
the Italian movie?
Yeah.
The ending's not sad though.
Oh, what?
What are you talking about? He goes off to college, doesn't he?
But it's the whole goodbye thing. I mean, I didn't cry, but it's just the whole goodbye thing.
I
It's really emotional.
just want to clarify.
Yeah.
Did not cry.
Did not cry.
I mean, look, the Kelsey brothers cry all the time. They got to be the number 1 crying brothers ever.
Exactly.
I cry. I think it's good to show emotion because we grew up in a time where we were told not to.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you gotta be hard.
We were told you act like a girl.
You cry, you're a little bitch.
Act like a bitch.
So I think it's important as a guy with sons to let them know it's okay to show that emotion. So
Right.
it's not. And I think I show more now. Honestly, boy or girl.
I want to just speaking, not to cut you off, but just speaking of the Kelsey podcast, because it was this video I saw of the New Heights podcast, and they had Andrew, I forget what his name is, but he's a good friend of Travis. He's a comedian, and he's like, "Hey, you got this whole, I'm on your Wikipedia page, and there's a myriad of nicknames they got for you, the this, the that." And Jason Kelsey's like, "You know why he said that, right?" Because they both have an iPad that has the same thing on it. He's like, "There's a word on there Travis doesn't know how to say." So he made something else up. And he's like, so then Andrew's like, what was it? And he's like, "Oh, pseudonym? You don't know how to say pseudonym?" And he's like, no, I just, the silent P's get me. Oh, here it is right here.
Wikipedia has a list of myriad of reasons.
You can tell he's struggling already.
Myriad of things that they have on there, as you're known as Slugger Santino, the Red Rocket.
Yeah, that he is avoiding. Timeout. I gotta bring this up.
Orange.
He's avoiding a word that's on this rundown because he doesn't.
What is? But I used another good word.
you navigated it well.
Wait, what's the word? Let me see. Can I see what the word is? Hold on.
I think it's percent.
Hold on. Where are we looking? Wikipedia has an official list of your pseudonyms. Right, pseudonyms.
Silent P's always get me. Silent P.
Hey, if it's a PS, that's tough. Yeah.
I just love that his brother was like, "There's a word on here he don't know how to say." You could tell when he's reading it. He's like, "There's a myriad of words."
That's funny.
What were you gonna say?
I don't even remember, but I do want to. We were going to do it the last show 2 months ago. We're going to do our Mount Rushmore of Kansas City athletes.
Okay. All right.
Now, out of our...
How many heads are on Mount Rushmore? 4 or 5?
4.
Okay.
4. We can do an honorable mention, though.
I'll just do my top 4. I'm going to go to the grave with this, of Kansas City athletes.
Okay.
Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelsey, Bo Jackson.
Oh.
Well, I'm going to go Bo Jackson. He played it long enough.
Yeah, hey.
And I'm going to go with the guy who shit himself. We talked about shitting ourselves earlier. You met the guy. You told me about it.
Did I tell you the story?
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you a story. I'm going to tell you the world the story. But go ahead. George Brett?
George Brett.
So
that would be my Mount Rushmore. If there was anybody that would be replaceable on that list, it would be Bo Jackson. And I would probably put Salvador Perez on that list.
So our list is, if you replace that, it's pretty close. I will go George Brett, Patrick Mahomes, and I would go Salvador Perez.
He's my neighbor.
And man, this last one is but
you're a baseball guy. Go ahead.
I'm not going to go all baseball players. I think the last one would be a football player too. And I think maybe Derek Thomas.
Yeah, that's a good one too.
That's a good one.
Yeah. So
if you'd asked like 15, 20 years ago, the list would be a lot different.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Remember Maurice Green was the guy?
Yeah.
He was the legend.
Yeah.
He probably would have said something like,
world fastest man.
I don't know.
At the time.
Probably would have said something like Priest Holmes or something.
Yeah. You can still put Priest on the list, I feel like. You can put anybody on that Kansas City offense on the list. You can put Willie Rofe on that list, honestly.
Gonzalez.
Tony Gonzalez.
I don't know if he wants to be a Chief, though.
No, it doesn't seem like it.
He doesn't want anything to do with it.
I can't see people are salty about the way he talks about the Falcons so much.
Yeah. Well, he left and never came back.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't. I mean, I've seen him here a couple times.
Oh, no. Y'all Super Bowl stuff, he's all over it. He's all over y'all Super Bowl shit.
Yeah.
But other than that, yeah. Oh, who you got, Gary?
My list will be the same. I have George Brett, Salvador Perez, and
Patrick
Mahomes, and who was the fourth guy?
Travis Kelsey, Tony Gonzalez, Priest Holmes, Jamal Charles,
Derek Thomas.
No, there's a different fourth guy.
Joe Brown.
No, we didn't have a different fourth guy.
Who did you have?
Who'd you have?
I had Bo Jackson.
Yeah, he had Bo Jackson in there.
Oh.
Yeah, no, but you switched out Bo Jackson.
I said if I were
Salvador Perez,
he'd be the one I would switch out.
I'm
trying to think, are there any other KC sports legends? Like even from back in the day that I can think of?
Reggie King.
Bobby Bell, maybe.
Trent Green.
Trent Green.
I mean, wasn't a great quarterback, but he was at the time.
There's some KU legends that you can might be throwing there.
Yeah, but are they Kansas City legends though?
Paul Pierce.
He's not a Kansas City legend though.
Kansas legend.
Yeah, but he's not like the Rush brothers, maybe. You know.
All right, check this out, man. I'm gonna tell you a story. Okay,
we're gonna wrap this up.
Yeah, we're gonna wrap it up after my story. So I
got one more list, but
what?
You got one more list?
Yeah, why not?
How long is this show?
It's an hour and 15 minutes.
Jesus Christ.
So I was going to Vegas, right? And I gotta get I'm getting my suit tailored because I'm a short guy and that's what we do because our pants don't fit. Anyways, I go to the tailor and they send me straight to the room to try my pants on, and I hear like a voice in the room, and I'm like, man, who is that? That voice sound real familiar. So I can tell they're in the dressing room right next to me. It's just a curtain that separates, you know. And so I go out. She's like, let me check it out, and she's looking at it. She's like, oh, it looks really good. And right the moment she says that, I look. The other guy steps out, and it's George Brett.
Oh,
and bro, let me tell you,
he froze.
When I embarrassed myself, when he talk about embarrassing himself, shitting on himself, and everything, I basically should have just shitted on myself.
What?
Right? It was bad.
Did you cry?
So, now listen, he goes. First of all, I greeted him like we was boys. I was like, hey, what's up, bro? How you doing? Hey, what's up, buddy? He's like, hey, how you doing? Like, he's like, not like, you know, he's like, we ain't like that, bro. And so he's like, and then I have KC hat on. He goes, I like your hat. And then I swear to God, verbatim, just like immediately after he says, I like my hat, I look at him. He goes, I like your hat. I go, I'm a Royals fan. Just like, he's like,
I'll see my way out.
He was like,
what?
Bro, he was like, like the look on his face was like, eh? Like, it was like,
you might as well looked at him and said, I'm retarded.
He goes, I go, I don't know. I turn back in and I go back into the dressing room.
And then
I'm
cried.
like, all right, in my mind, I'm like, I need to get dressed real fast.
Were y'all both not wearing pants at the time?
No, we had our pants on, but
okay.
I mean,
it'd be funny if they were pantsless.
Nope. Let me get to that. Let me get to that.
With no pants on.
Let me get to it. Let me get to that. Let me get to this. Let me get to this part. So he's like, so I get my pants back on real quick, and then I run out, and then he's like, and then the lady's like, oh, do you want to talk to him? Because I'm like thinking I need to redeem myself.
Dang, so she's playing wingman right now.
Right, basically.
All right.
And so I'm like, you know what?
You want his number? Or?
She's throwing hoop.
Yeah. I'm like, you know what? Forget it, man. I ain't gonna fuck with him. And let me just leave. She's like, no, just asking you to take a picture or something. I was like, nah, because he's in there getting dressed. And the first thing I can come to my brain, my dumbass brain, was, nah, I mean, he doesn't have any pants on. I got my pants on. It wouldn't work out. And so I was like, what the fuck? And her look was like,
we talking about?
Man, this guy is weird. This is a weird guy.
And then she literally says, okay, I'll see you later. It's like that. And I'm like, I know he just heard that. I swear to God, I was out in the parking lot doing pivots though, because I'm like, I'm gonna go back in there. No, I'm not.
No, it's too late. It's too late.
Yeah, you already fucked it up, bro.
It makes it even more weird.
You already fucked it up.
After 20 minutes, he walks back.
Yeah, right. It makes it more weird.
But the weird thing is, I've met
that was my
George Brett multiple times. Like I've met him I was at a camp with him. I was at a suite with him at the Royals game. Like I've met this guy,
right?
But I've never met him when we were literally the only two people in the store.
A little one-on-one action
with no pants.
It was, and all I had to do was just be normal, and I fucked it up.
Do it, bro.
And, he around the city, he's known to kind of be a dick, right?
Yeah.
He's known not to be a nice.
I think just in life. Like, it's not just around the city.
But like
when he steps outside, I can't say he's a good guy.
I mean, I'm just saying people around the city known him to kind of be not the nicest.
Yeah, he's a fuck. He drinks.
Well, but I mean, you just had to
like
be a regular guy.
Yeah,
you couldn't do it.
I fucked up.
And you had a chance to redeem yourself.
I want to say I saw a video of him the other day talking about how he took a urinal at an old Kaufman. Was it Kaufman or? It was one of the stadiums that got renovated.
He took a urinal out?
He asked for a urinal, and it's in his basement.
That's strange.
Yeah.
Out of all things.
I mean, if you piss on
Oh, yeah. I did see that. He said
I think it's a Yankee stadium or something.
No, he wanted the urinal out of... I guess he has urinals all over his house. And like at his house, he has urinals all over the place. But I guess he wanted a urinal for one of the stadiums that were getting redone. I think it was Yankee Stadium.
So nice. He was saying he's like, I want to get one if Kauffman Stadium is torn down. So obviously he's got other urinals. Kind of a weird thing to collect.
I know. It is.
Whatever. Speaking of Royals, I got a bag back there. I don't know if you can see it on camera.
It looks
It's
old.
a 1985 World Series bag right there.
Wow.
Duffel bag. Found it at a garage sale for $1. So
impressive.
We're going to have to redeem you on this George Brett thing, dude.
I might have to meet him.
She gave you a chance. She threw you an oop, and you missed it. Just like the women's basketball player.
That was worse than me shitting on myself.
Oh,
It's crazy.
That was worse than me shitting on myself, man.
I got to go after that one.
That was worse than me shitting on myself.
You can get
I'm here to tell you right now, we don't care.
That's not even the one I was looking for.
You're gonna get canceled off this show, bro.
What I do? I'm not. I love the WNBA.
I mean, we got a lot of
Not
fans.
too much.
We got a lot of fans that listen to this show. All right, man. We don't have a hypothetical for y'all this week. We'll get back to it, back on our regular scheduled program.
We'll do it next week.
Hypothetically,
realistically, we'll do it next week.
would you want to get drafted top 5 picks and
Drafted top 5 picks, so I get drafted
in NFL? You be one of the top 5 picks in NFL.
Okay.
And have a great rookie season.
I can tell you're just making this up.
That's
off the top
it.
Of your head.
Or
Definitely should
or
next week.
would you want to get drafted in the 5th round and win a Super Bowl?
Well, I'd rather win a Super Bowl.
I'd rather be a top 5 pick and get all the money.
I just made this one up.
Well, we know you did. So I only won a Super Bowl as a 5th rounder. I don't do anything else in my career.
We should stop.
Yeah.
Worse.
Worse. Yeah. Welcome back. Welcome back. We're going to cut that out for anybody. That's not going to make the cut. We're going to go ahead and that's going to be our blooper reel. So, all right. Well, that's it, man. We'll be back hopefully next week. Next Friday, we'll be back in the studio. I expect both of you gentlemen here, or I will be canceling your contract. So, something to think about. I know we're not being paid, but when we do get paid, you won't get paid.
This guy.
All right, man. I know you ain't got shit to do.